Hey guys, I'm Grestar, and how about we watch RWBY Volume 1, Chapter 13, Forever Fall Part 1. Of course, make sure to click here to go to the official release first, like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and then come back here and we'll watch it together. Last time, in Chapters 11 and 12, Jaune's Part 1 and Part 2, we got to see a little bit more about Jaune's backstory, and learned that Team CRDL are full of douchebags. So that's fun. But yeah, so Team CRDL was set up as the antagonist within the school. Of course, there are other antagonists, like the bigger group that we saw in Chapter 1, but, you know, it's always good, quote-unquote, because it's bad for them, you know, to have, like, an opposing force within the actual, like, day-to-day world of the main characters, because, you know, without opposition, not a lot can usually happen. So it sucks that they're there, you know, like, I feel for all of the good guys in this story, but at the same time, from a storytelling perspective, it is kind of necessary, so that's a thing. But yeah, apparently, Jaune actually cheated his way into Beacon Academy. But I didn't expect that. Like, what I expected, like, I didn't think that he was necessarily qualified to be there. I wasn't sure. Like, I wouldn't have been surprised if he was, but I also was not at all surprised to hear that he wasn't qualified to be at Beacon. But what I figured, if he wasn't qualified, was that, like, his grandfather or father put in a word with someone at the academy, like, even the headmaster, you know, and so Jaune kind of got special privilege and was, like, put there anyway, you know, with the promise of, like, oh, well, it runs in the family's bloodline, and, like, he'll be a great warrior, he just needs the proper training, that kind of thing, I don't know. But instead, Jaune apparently stole transcripts and lied his way through, which I'm surprised that that wasn't caught, for one thing. But then just that he would do that, like, he really had to be desperate to try to, you know, please his father and his grandfather to live up to the family name of Arc, you know? Not of Arc, it's not Jaune of Arc, but you know what I mean. Oh, and another thing, I think the other most important thing that we learned is about the faunus, which I think are just humans, but with animal qualities. Like, the only one we've seen so far, aside from Silhouette Dude sitting in the back right of the screen, was a little bunny girl. And she seemed like a normal girl, aside from having big, floppy brown bunny ears. So, yeah, apparently at least most faunus have, like, perfect night vision, according to Blake, or was it Pyrrha at the time. One of those, I think it was Blake or Pyrrha. It wasn't Weiss, was it? No, I think Blake or Pyrrha. I'm gonna say Blake! Said it! Anyway, doesn't even matter. But yeah, I guess that's important, or will be. I don't know. But I do think the most important part from that two-parter, like the most important thing to get from it, was the fact that, you know, Jaune cheated his way through, and he's now being blackmailed, you know, with that information, by CRDL. So, that's not good. So, I'm not sure at this point if this next two-parter, you know, Forever Fall Part 1 and 2, if they're going to actually continue that story straight off, or if we're going to let that kind of boil for a bit, you know, and see what happens with it. I don't know. But, only one way to find out, so with that, let's get to watching. 3, 2, 1, play. Yeah. See? Lyrics, insert them on your own, and now you know where I am in the video. Man, we got the mafia dude, we got the fire lady, we got RWBY and the black swirly cloud of death, probably. Alright, here we go. Here we go. And the intro's over. RWBY, fade out, play. There we go. You only have so much to say when you see the intro over and over again.
He's become rather scarce ever since he's been fraternizing with CRDL.
That's weird. Doesn't he know we have a field trip tomorrow?
What?
We need our rest.
I'm sure our leader knows exactly what he's doing.
Oh. Pyrrha doesn't sound too thrilled.
So. Hey, Jaune. Long time no see. Did you lock yourself out again?
Oh,
Again.
Nope. Got it.
So, where have you been lately?
I messed up. I did
He's
something
coming
I
clean?
shouldn't have, and now CRDL's got me on a leash, and
Okay, kind
Pyrrha
of.
won't even talk to me. I'm starting to think coming to this school was a bad idea. I'm a failure.
Oh, sad Jaune.
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. You're a leader now, Jaune. You're not allowed to be a failure.
Oh, okay.
What if I'm a failure at being a leader?
Nope.
You know, you're not the easiest person to talk to about this kind of stuff.
Nope. Jaune, maybe you were a failure when you were a kid. You might have even been a failure the first day we met. But you can't be one now. You know why?
Because...
Because it's not just about you anymore. You've got a team now, Jaune.
So he's just
both
not
do.
allowed
And if we
to be a
fail, then
failure.
we'll just be bringing them down with us. We have to put our teammates first and ourselves second. Your team deserves a great leader, Jaune. And I think that can be you. Have a good night, Jaune.
Hi.
Hey, it's your buddy Cardin. I know you're probably busy with that dust project I gave you, but I'm gonna need you to go out and get me a bag of rapier wasps.
What?
And make sure they've got some really big stingers. It's important, so don't screw this up.
I don't like the sounds of that. He's just gonna go out and do it, I guess. Alone? Oh, that's not him.
Yes, students, the Forest of Forever Fall is indeed beautiful. But we are not here to sightsee.
Why is it called
Professor
Forever
Peach
Fall?
has asked all of you to collect samples from the trees deep inside this forest. And I'm here to make sure that none of you die while doing so.
That's very thoughtful.
Each of you is to gather 1 jar's worth of red sap.
Okay.
However, this forest is full of the creatures of Grimm, so be sure to stay by your teammates. We will rendezvous back here at 4 o'clock. Have fun!
Yay,
Come on,
Grimbees!
buddy. Let's go.
They still didn't reconcile at all. So you could tell they're not good guys because of all the dull colors.
Great work, Johnny boy. Now that wasn't too hard, was it?
I think I'm allergic to this stuff.
Great,
no.
great. So, Jean, I bet you're asking yourself,
Is that the sound
why
of a
did
Grimm?
my buddy Cardin ask me to collect 6 jars of tree sap when there's only 5 of us?
That is one of the many questions I have asked myself today, yes.
Well, come with me and you'll find out.
Oh.
I don't really want to, actually. I still don't really see the point. You are a terrible
Cardin,
teammate.
What's going on?
Payback.
For
Here?
what?
What are you...
That's the girl. Red-haired, know-it-all, thinks she's so smart.
Oh, about the
All
whole
right, boys.
detention
Last
kinda
night, old
thingy?
John here managed to round up an entire box full of rapier wasps, and now we're gonna put him to work. Now, according to one of the essays you wrote from you last week, these nasty things love sweets. I'm thinking it's time we teach her a thing or two. And you're gonna do it.
Be strong, Jaune.
What?
Hit her with the sap.
Be strong.
Either that, or I'll have a chat with Goodwitch, and you'll be on the first airship out of Beacon.
Leader, you come second.
No.
What did you say?
I said...
No! Oh, you've done it now.
Ah, darn. Who would have thought that the episode would end at a time like that? Of all the times to end an episode. Alright. At least it's not really surprising anymore, right? Alright, so this video was 6 minutes and 9 seconds long, and now to talk about it briefly. So, best part of this episode was when RWBY had her talk with Jaune. Was the talk perfect? No, I don't think so. But it definitely, it was inspiring to a point. At least, I think, to Jaune, it seemed to... You know, it seemed to pep him up at least a little bit until Cardin called him again with the the wasp assignment. Yeah. Is it the best advice? I still don't exactly think so. Like, part of it is really good in that you should put your team first and yourself second, but just kind of saying that you're not allowed to fail, like, yeah, that I could see that motivating some people for sure, but for other people, that's just kind of like, okay, I know that's not exactly true, you're just saying stuff because if you make it sound like it's either one or the other, well, of course I'm gonna pick the positive one. But sometimes it's not that easy, you know? There are so many different facets to look at when you're regarding, or just when you're looking at life, when you're looking at teamwork, when you're looking at combat, you know, anything. So it's hard to just say you're not allowed to fail and leave it at that. I know the simplicity is what's beautiful to some people, and like I said, for some people that kind of advice will really work, and it did seem to work for Jaune, so that's great. If it were me, I don't really think that that would have benefited me all that much. So to each their own, I suppose. I am glad in the end that Jaune did not throw the sap at Pyrrha, and you know, it sucks what's probably gonna happen to him. I mean, it's not gonna be anything good. Even if he gets saved from it, it's still not gonna be a good thing, you know? But at least he was strong. I was glad for that. You know, he did choose his friend over, you know, himself in that instance. So that was good. Because not only is he at risk now of just being beaten up by those 4 guys, but he's also at risk of being expelled from the by the headmaster for having cheated his way into the academy. Now, I assume he's not actually going to be expelled. I assume that Jaune is going to be with us for quite a long time. But that was still a risk that, you know, like, he had to take. Like, for all he knew, he could be expelled. I think, like, just dramatic irony, we probably assume that he's going to stay longer, but he did not know that as a character within that world, so very brave of him. I thought Nora drinking the sap was stupid. I guess that's just her character, but I would have been ticked off. I'd been like, you know what the assignment is here? Did you not hear the fact that this is dangerous? And, like, you know, so whatever. If your favorite character is Nora, more power to you. So far, I've been finding her rather annoying. I do like the contrast, or whatever, that kind of stuff, between Nora and Ren, because I like Ren's kind of cool, laid-back sort of, you know, demeanor so far. Which is really, you know, accentuated when you have Nora, especially the first time, you know, we saw them, where Ren is just going about doing his daily things, and then Nora's, like, constantly talking behind him. But, I don't know, she's just kind of annoying so far. And something that happens in the future might totally change my opinion, and I might look at that, like, look at her as a character in a completely different light. And, you know, nothing against voice actors or the writers or anything, I just don't think she's exactly my kind of character. So I don't know if anyone was curious to hear that, but that part kind of bugged me. Like, I found it annoying in the episode, so I thought I'd mention it. Anyway, I think that's all that I have to say for this episode. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comments below. Do not spoil things, and don't be mean to me or other people. I ask that we have nice discussions and a pleasant community. I don't think that's too much to ask, so I'm going to do it. And with that, we're calling it here. Cue outro, go!